Yeah, maybe you do. I don't know. Alchemist is such a wild card hero for me. I feel like, can you play this hero as support? I'm not sure.
All right, I did
It
play it.
has
No,
been
I'm not going to do a Brian
Nah,
here.
yeah.
I'm not going to talk about my pubs, but technically speaking, no. With OG, it should just be the offlane. Let's not get carried away.
All right, all right. So then they're looking for maybe a no-tail hero last, or who
I'd
knows
assume
what.
so,
But
yeah.
I think Vikingg GG is in a great spot right now because they have an opportunity to last pick like a new offlaner that's really good against Medusa. I see Darkseer. I know it doesn't work that great with the Lina, but it could be. It's just really good versus Dusa in the game. Any other offlaners you like against Dusa? And they can always just do Dragon Knight Lina top. Dragon Knight can go early movement speed items to close the gap between him and Dusa, get those Dragon Tails off. Dusa's kind of a slow hero, so that could work.
I kind of like the idea of realistically you need the axe to be your offlaner. I think in this situation, right? Because axe carrying to Medusa doesn't feel that great. So I'd actually argue they need to pick a better carry.
Why is that?
Because I feel like during the major, teams would often be banning out Medusa when they had the axe, and also when axe jumps onto the Medusa, he doesn't 100 to 0 her. Maybe I'm wrong, but I've not seen that occur yet. So I feel like Medusa eventually becomes too tanky for a carry axe to deal with, unless you have the supporting cast with you.
I feel like because Axe does pure damage, I feel like he doesn't care about the armor of Medusa, and I feel like he will like actually just maybe not 100 to 0, but like with the AA blast with Lina follow up, like it might be enough.
Okay. Well, we'll see. Hopefully, you know what? I kind of want to see the axe carry because I haven't seen it yet, but maybe into Medusa it has like an earlier timing to play for.
Well, we have OG with their bans kind of spreading their odds. They still ban out the Kezu Broodmother, but they also removed the Drone Ranger just in case there was still going to be a different hero for Shad coming out, with the Undying and the Abaddon removed for Vikingg, which are typical no-tail heroes.
Hold on, I have a 5-head drafting thing here.
Okay.
This is you do Lina mid, DK4, and you get the last pick Darkseer, and then you're running DK Darkseer in the offlane.
DK4 though?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. It's fine. It's
Okay.
not ideal, but I mean, it's fine.
But let's be honest. So how many DK offlanes soon become supports because they do one too many bad blinks? I like it. I'm not opposed to it.
It's not bad, and yeah, it just needs to be useful in the lane because the Darkseer, like this hero destroys Medusa, as I see it. So like you can just completely Darkseer plus Axe as well. Could be a nice combo. And I know Kezu does like the Darkseer as well. So.
He does, for sure. And we got Clockwork coming out for OG, and I think a lot of people will be remembering Saxa's Clockwork during the DPC, absolutely carrying his team to victory during the season. So looking forward to seeing that, because that level of play, I mean, Aramis obviously played a really good clock in the previous game, but now the shoe's on the other foot, and looking forward to seeing what Saxa can do with that, as we know
Are you sure it's
he's
not?
got the skills.
Are you sure it's not
probably
no-tail?
5. Yeah, it's probably 5. Well,
Are you sure it's
play
not? I mean, it's Saxa clock. How could you deny him the clock?
But you need the lanes, Shiva. You need the melee hero to body for the ranged carry.
It depends
Medusa.
on your
they
team,
can,
right?
They can switch up.
Yeah, certain teams will swap their lanes, other teams won't. I haven't seen no-tail play in the offlane very often.
That's true.
Like, ever. So
That's true.
But you're right, like Saxa does play an amazing Clockwork. It is kind of a signature hero for him and OG's team. Like they always succeed well when Saxa's on this hero. So yeah, maybe it is a good idea just for Saxa to play the Clockwork in the safe lane with the Medusa. They could also just do like Lion Medusa safe lane and run the Clock Axe off lane and Clock pulls waves, but that sounds very inferior.
Yeah.
You kind of like with the Alk, you need the with the Alk, you need to have that hero to bully with the acid spray. So I think right now the lanes are kind of set, right? Clocks with Medusa, Puck mid, Alk line, and that's why Vikingg right now. Ooh, they go for a Kezu. Ooh, little Venomancer.
What they do? Venomancer.
Venom, yeah. 2 games in a row, their last pick just makes me go, ugh, you know? I don't know.
It's
good, but...
it's not too bad against Puck, right? And it's okay. They have relatively slow heroes in Alchemist and Dusa, so even more slow can be nice. We'll see if he's able to establish like an area of the map and claim it as his. But Clockwork and Puck are pretty all right versus Venomancer, I would say. In the game.
It is a DK position for Peter, so you were right with that one.
Holy.
It is also a
Damn.
Saxa Lion, so you were also right with that one, with No-Till still going
I
on to the clockwork.
should have picked Darkseer instead, though.
Yeah,
If you're gonna put the DK on the position 4 anyway, you know, maybe you might as well. But quick thoughts on who you guys are gonna think is gonna take game 2. T first.
I'll go with OG just because I'm not too happy with the idea of Axe into Medusa carry, and I think that Veno might have a great time playing aggressive and like owning jungle like Brood, but it doesn't have the same effect as a Brood. It's not going to like have consistent presence within the game. So yeah, I think OG is going to eventually get this win on their side.
Yeah, I'm going to be watching the mid lane, Topsun versus Boom. This Lina Puck matchup can go both ways. If there's good rotations from OG, Lina can feed. Puck can kind of struggle if he's left alone to play versus Lina, but I like OG. I think they have more playmaking opportunities, and I think Topsun can have a really, really impactful game on Puck with the DK being shifted to position 4.
And are they going to play faster than previous game?
No, I don't think so. I think they're going to hang out and chill. They've got Dusa and Alchemist, so they're happy to go late, and we'll have another brawl back and forth, most likely, which is what everybody wants to see anyways.
I definitely want to see that, and I know everybody in chat wants to see that, and I know our two commentary team, our commentary team, would love to see that too. It's ODPixel and Fog. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Shiva, and a big welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Game 2. I'm sure you're all still here after that Game 1 extravaganza between the two of them. Vikingg, of course, able to come out on top at the end of the day. Fog, what do you make of what we're seeing from this second game? A bit of a switch up, you know, very much OG, as Peter said, sort of stepping into a bit of a different realm where it comes to the timings they'll be hitting. This Dusa, this Alchemist coming out, and Vikingg, the curveball that PPD did predict coming out. Aramis on the support DK. I mean, is this something you've been seeing? Is this strong? Where does the strength lie in this? And is this something Vikingg planned as soon as it was picked, or is this a response to what OG came out instead?
I think they probably just started deviating, you start adjusting quickly based off what you see inside the draft. I think this is something people have been theory crafting for a while, ever since the DK got buffed, the Dragon Tail at level 1, just how much stronger it is. So I'm glad they went for it. I liked Peter's suggestion a bit better, though. I did like the Darkseer, especially because it's Kezu's hero. It's Aura Buyer, which is always good versus like your Puck and stuff like that. And of course, you're versus Dusa. So I'm curious to see what he's going to do as the Veno. I feel like it's similar style of aura buying and like claiming an area and controlling, but I feel like Darkseer just, it gets to that, you scale. You're going to scale infinitely because Deuce is going to scale infinitely, but this is the approach they went for. And we'll see if it does end up working with the 4-position DK, because the other thing is too, I think that's where it makes the Puck a lot better, because sure, it looks like a little bit of a, like not a hard Puck game, but an annoying one when you're playing versus DK, but now that it's a 4-position, I feel like you just open up opportunity for Topsun to kind of pop off in the game.
I'll see around this rune already. OG on the high ground. See if they catch out Vikingg, but not going to be the case. Vikingg won't be caught underneath the trap here of OG. As we'll see the lanes take place. Once again, Shad and Celery, we're starting down on the bottom half as the Axe AA combo. See, I would imagine No-Tail is going to head up to the top lane pretty shortly.
Yeah.
Just a bit of harassment here onto Celery as the two of them make it to the lane.
Look at all the wards too placed down. 4 kind of wards placed out from OG in the bottom side. Just checking high ground to see if the lane, they're going to do some type of like lane dodging, I think, is that what they're trying to scout out here. And then also just blocking off camps that we know will probably get stacked up from either the A or Lina. Let's see how Shad does bottom. This time he does buy that Ring of Protection that we did mention about him missing the last game for the lane. He needs it versus Acid Spray because he's down to that negative if he doesn't have it. So now he's at 0 when he's under Acid Spray with the Ring of Protection.
And when it comes to what he's facing, you think in this game, Axe against Lion and Alk, it's not quite as threatening for the Axe as the Lina Magnus was last game?
Not as threatening in lane, no. I think that Chad should be able to get quite a bit more farm out. No, because they can actually harass properly versus like the Lion. You just hunger the Lion and then the AA is able to harass. And now it's Accept is just a walking aspect, which you can avoid. You can step out of. You know, shockwaves and these constant spams from Lightstrike arrays, quite a bit different.
They'll swing over to the mid lane. PPD said he's going to have his eyes on this matchup.
Yes.
The Lina Puck can go both ways. Boom versus Topsun. I mean, what do you expect out of this? Do you sort of pit either of these as the favorite to win in this matchup?
Lately, I've been liking the Linas a lot more. It's just so easy to play. Sure, Puck is easy to play, but Lina just, it plays itself. Like Puck, you have to do some kind of like skilled kind of dodges and stuff like that. Lina, you just click the nuke on the wave. You keep your Fiery Soul up. It kind of does itself. So I like the Lina quite a bit more. And it really is up to the 4 position rotations. So I think that OG does have the better rotation, though. So that's where Boom could get caught off guard.
Got him. It's looking like this might just be the first blood. 7 Saxa.
Got him.
I'll be able to find it. Celery caught out with the stun, holding him inside of the acid spray. The punch is coming hard.
Okay, that does mean they skill the Hex. So it does mean that Sox is going to have much less mana to work with to constantly harass the Axe because of that, but they do get a kill anyway. But yeah, usually you do see the point in mana drain at level 2 because you use your whole mana pool otherwise, and you just can't do anything in lane. You're just auto attacks.
And when you see this sort of setup as well, I imagine Seb, as the offlane the Alchemist, will be, of course, building items for himself, but are we going to see any sort of shift towards an early Axe for any of his other cores or even supports this game?
Yeah, sure. I mean, he's got 2 really valuable ones. He's got the Puck and the Medusa, so definitely super value. Maybe wants to get like 1 or 2 of his starting items first, maybe like a pipe or something like that. I've seen him usually go for the hood early, but yeah, I think it's just too valuable to not do it. Because then you can like force those fights around Roche that we used to see OG do when they did like the Monkey King Alchemist. You know, you get that timing and you just go Roshan, and then you have a Medusa with like 3 items or a carry with 3 items and a Roshan.
Yeah, and we sort of had it discussed on the panel, but what's your sort of take when it comes to sort of the Axe carry versus the Deucer carry? Now, do you imagine, for the Axe, once Shad does have the Manta, the Blink and the Shard, the means to get on top of the Deucer and do damage, is it going to be threatening Sumail, or at that point of the game, should the Deucer be at a stage where Sumail doesn't care too much about the initial burst that Vikingg will throw at him?
I think the pure damage might be decent. The one thing that changes my Tide instantly is there's a Lion in the game. So if he does pop the Manta, there's just like, you can just mana drain, and then the whole entire, like most of the aggression that comes up from the Axe Manta, it just dies instantly. Those 2 illusions just instantly die when the Lion does get the Shard online, which we know Sox is going to do eventually. So I think it's an easier game for OG, for the Medusa to carry.
Sure. Like, you do see this as 2 drafts that, at a certain point, Sumail's had a good game, as we saw his last match. He keeps himself at the top of the net worth. This Deucer could be the be-all, end-all in this game.
Absolutely. I don't know what the Venomancer and DK are supposed to do to slow her down, really. Because he's got a Clockwork behind him as this Medusa, so you've got like no threat, really. The DK shouldn't, in theory, be able to get up to you, get a stun, and get all these Veno Gales. You should be able to just get your free farm on Medusa and then get stacks. So yeah, it looks like a pretty good game for Sumail, I'd say.
So far, lane-wise, nobody losing out too much. It's just that mid lane where Boom has about a wave or 2 edge actually on the CS of Topson. So definitely coming out of top so far of the 1v1. We'll hit that 6 probably a little bit quicker than that of Topson. So if that leads them any chance to get aggressive with the 2 of them. I guess when it comes to catch for Topson, it is going to be a little tricky. Topson not having too many threats that he's going to have to jump about in the team fights.
Thompson did steal away a bounty rune, though, so he might be 8 last hits behind, but he did steal the one on the left side from Boom. About to be 6, but Boom gets the 6 first, and Thompson gets hit by the stun.
He does. We'll get the silence off onto Boom, but Thompson, he's got to be careful. Jaunting not too far away that he's still underneath that Light Strike array. We'll see up top, no tail. Trying to get in with the chase down on Kezu, but a Dragon Tail stun from Aramis will hold back the clock. To try and turn it, the Snake Bounce is not going to quite clip onto Kezu, so Kezu will be fine.
You know what's wild is Boom put an extra point in stun when Thompson was coming in, because he's like, no, he's gonna make this mistake. If he had Laguna, like, he potentially gets the kill on the puck there.
Yeah, for sure. I think we would have seen him sort of posture aggressively and try and chase Thompson back up to the high ground. Yeah, no doubt about it.
And we're still seeing Shad get off to a slow start anyway. Not as slow as the first game, but yeah, still getting slowed down from that Alkin line a lot. And we are already seeing the move from Celery, heads up to top. They've got the stack started. And they're going to do the same strategy they did in the first game. Leave Shad alone, and then just look to pressure the carry, the Sumail. We do see Saksa taking opportunity, though. Since he sees bottom, they've moved. He makes the way toward mid.
Well, TP's coming in. They've got enough burst to take down Boom underneath the tower. They don't. Boom's going to be more than okay here with the backup from Aramis coming in and stopping OG and throwing anything else onto Boom.
It's a little worried for him. He didn't I don't think he had a raindrop on him either. I thought perhaps he could get burst down, but holding his ground nicely. Good TP from Aramis, and they continue to stack. And Shad continues to get that farm. We do see, I think, the stacks starting from OG pretty soon. I'm actually not seeing stacks from OG just yet. I was going to say, I hope that they do have some stacks with this Alchemist anyway. Even though he's having such a good time bottom, you always want that extra enabling factor. We do see Aramis starting to get some scouting Walks in with his tranquil boots as the DK, gets a deep ward down. Was spotted by OG, though. But they'll keep tabs on those stacks that we were mentioning.
We'll see Seb on his way over to deal with those.
It's so good on... Oh, he doesn't do the pull in between. Okay, maybe waiting for his level 6. But I was going to say it's so good on Dire because you can pull those 2 camps that we're seeing tops and... sorry, we'll talk about it afterwards.
Yeah, no doubt. I've caught him here. Aramis able to close the gap. Set up with the Dragon Tail. And at this stage of the game, these 3 heroes, a lot of magical damage to be dealt.
Yeah.
You will very likely die if you're anything other than a core against these 3. It's Kezu. Yeah, it's getting to the point where, with the level starting to rack up on the Plague Wars, this area of the map is... It's just not going to be a place that OG really want to head over to.
Yeah, and it is going to be first item, Aghanims, actually, for Seb. So not even going for a hood early on. He's just going straight forward for the Dusa. Right. He does have 2 really good heroes for Aghanims, the Puck and the Dusa, so... Okay.
Heck, he's got 4. I'm sure No Tail.
He does.
Especially Saxa. He wants to come out with the big old fingers.
Oh, and... Let's be honest, they never give the supports any Ags. I've seen these offlane alchemists so they give out 2 and then they never give out another one.
And that's it. Feels bad, poor old Saxa.
Yeah. But it definitely is 4 good Ags in this game. And we're seeing gold lead already, 2k for OG, just like last game, getting a little bit more out of the map.
I guess it is to be expected a bit when you do have a core out.
Absolutely.
To some point with these stacks.
Here comes the tops in rotation.
Coil drop down onto Boom. Instantly looks to break the coil, and with the remainder of the haste stream, Boom's going to be fine. In fact, with the Dragon Tail stun, they're able to turn and blow up Thompson. Thompson getting taken out there as Vikingg. They're looking to try and set up for more. Boom heading over towards Samel. Stun won't quite catch onto the Medusa. No Tail being pushed out to the side here by the damage over time from Kezu. Samel pretty low underneath this tower. Boom popping the mangoes, but a little low on that HP, so doesn't want to quite get in with the dive underneath the tier 1. Samel will be okay for now, but Vikingg quick to seize the opportunity to turn there, and a smart moves from Boom, just instantly knowing that the best play was to put that haste, break that coil, so he had the ability to turn and blow up Thompson as Thompson tried to jump in to finish off the kill.
Yeah, that was very heads up. The same thing I was going to talk about just now is because he knows that Clockwork's not 6, Lion wasn't in the area. There's no one else who can get on top of him. As soon as he gets out that far, that distance, he's Gucci. He's good to reset and go back in. So very nice play there from Vikingg. It was a good TP. It was a good idea from OG to defend with Thompson, but yeah, losing him. But they will defend the tower, and Sumail, he doesn't actually have to leave the area just yet. I say that, but now gets the stun. He's low mana.
Low on mana, yeah. It's going to be all right. We'll actually get the courier of Aramis, and Sumail, he's out with the TP. Doesn't want to mess around in this area any longer than he needs to now.
Seeing the stacks coming out. Sox is starting to get these double stacks, but look at Shad. He has monstrous stacks in comparison.
Yeah, we saw what Shad was able to do when he sort of got the time to sneak away into the jungle, clean up the stacks in game 1. He became massive on the axe, and so far the trajectory is pretty much the same here for him in this game too. Yeah,
looking quite similar for sure. Seb, I believe his Aghanims is about to be finished up. 350 more gold. Let's see what they can do with it. Yeah. It's Vikingg starting to get that push started top quite a lot here. Kezu starting to lay down those wards. Catapult coming in. Aramis not quite 6, but they're swinging Shad over too.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh, this top tower
Radiant's bottom tower is under
certainly
attack.
going down within the next few seconds, and yeah, No Tail knows it. No looking to hold on to it. In fact, already Kezu moving away from the top.
They're setting up for mid too.
Mid lane. Yeah,
they still have their siege creep.
On fast.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top
Yeah, they're playing it speedy. They're against this out. They're against this Medusa. Vikingg making sure that they really do keep the pressure onto OG.
And they should.
Especially in a game where Seb has gone for the straight Ags first. You know, they know that this hero, on his own, Seb, he's going to be very vulnerable if any action does kick off. He's going to have nothing to protect himself.
He's pretty hard countered in the game anyway, right? He is versus that AA. He is versus Venomancer. He's versus Axe. It's so many different lethal damage points that would kill the Alk anyway, so. He does have the Ags finished, and they did scout it. Kezu was right in front of him in the mid lane. Kezu nearly has his Spirit Vessel done too, so lots of different damage, and there it is. So Sumail, free Ags given, Dragonlance too, and top of that net worth.
Yeah. It is a good bit of boost to the tank ability of Sumail as well. You know, already 11 minutes in, 1600 HP, 1200 mana. He's not going to die instantly in the fights, even if they do get a jump on him. You know, he will have the chance to react.
And it really is just so early to have a negatives.
Mid. Oh, it's out. On to Kezu, but not quite with any. He did have a mango, but not wanting to pop it initially to try and push Kezu back. Now going to drop the Lagoon onto Notel. Notel, he's actually going to end up going down. Boom has the reach.
Another one.
He's taken him down, and now with the setup on to Seb, the Ice Blast coming in as well. Seb, he's got backup, and in fact with the finger of Saxa, they're able to blow up Aramis. Seb will end up still going down. Dream Cold will be dropped there, but Vikingg, they're able to step out straight to the side. Thompson, he's caught by the stun. A few punches in from Boom. Still looking to scout up to the high ground here, but Thompson won't jaunt forward aggressively. As Vikingg, sure, they lose Aramis, but they get 2 heroes for it. Taking the favorable trade here, Vikingg around the mid lane.
And Shad is just chilling top. That was a 4v5 fight that Vikingg was doing, and they do come out ahead of it anyway, plus having the Axe farming on the other side of the map. So perfect move there from Vikingg. And I feel like that's how we'll see Seb. That's going to be Seb 90% of this game, I feel. Just getting completely deleted by AA Blast every single time. So looks like he's queuing up Force Staff, just trying to reposition people to get out of those blasts. I think it'd be a pretty nice choice.
OG just playing for time and space for Sumail.
Yep.
Very much looking to put this game on the shoulders of the Medusa. Get everything they can to buff up and protect him at all costs. To make sure that any jump, any fight the Vikingg try and enter into, Sumail will survive through the initial onslaught. And will be able to eventually turn and take down the remaining members of Vikingg after they've made the jump.
He's got his work cut out for him, though. It really is just going to feel like they only effectively have 3 heroes on the side of OG, right? Like, the way this is going to start coming down quickly, Vikingg is going to scale on 3 heroes quite nicely. OG, they're only going to really scale on, like, 1 or 2. So we'll see what they're going to be able to do with this big Medusa, if they're going to be able to rally around Sumail.
Shad, Manta Star pretty much done. I think considering how game 1 went, I think this is even quicker than game 1. I think
So, yeah.
Yeah, he's just getting that little bit more space and stack preparation for it.
No tail.
In the river. It's going to set up for the coil to come in, but the Ice Blast in return straight down onto Notel. Notel will fall. Boom, able to get the Laguna off before he dies. So Thompson going to tick down pretty low into the Battle Hunger. And the damage from the vessel. The Stone Gaze comes out, but Kezu is able to turn over to the side. Good body blocks here from the illusions of Notel. Will stop Kezu from being able to escape. A 2 for 2 though. Vikingg, they may lose the 2 cores, but are able to bring down Thompson with it.
And this time it's big for OG, where sure, they lose Thompson, but in the meanwhile, Saxa is just farming top, has finished up a Blink Dagger, and Notel with that aggressive hookshot does end up working out really nicely. 2 cores for the 1.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Aramis popping the Elder Dragon form here to put pressure onto mid. Saxon not quite wanting to set up on him yet. Notel's hookshot back up in a few seconds, as well as the finger. So burst potential is once again online here for OG if they see he's a chance mid.
Viking's got to be sure to be getting quite a bit out of the map. If they are going to be looking to go for these pushes mid, and they are going to be like kind of losing even like 2 heroes, they have to get so much more out of the map. Because you know, like we said, you're only playing versus really like 3 OG heroes. If you're losing fights at this point, it's going to get scary when this Dusa does get big. So I like what Shad's doing. He's still looking to play his own game, just splitting up the map, sending the illusions out to cut waves. Same thing for Kezu, still trying to get as much farm as possible. Seeing Aramis even trying to find farm. They do lack a bit of that catch for the puck, as we see. If he jumps in, sure, they've got the Dragon Tail from Aramis, but yeah, he's trying to get his own Blink Dagger, because he's super poor. 2,800 net worth to the 4,400 of the Lion. Sox has got Blink already done, so.
Sure, I guess this is one of the things about the support DK, that if things do start to slow down, the action's not there, you're not going to have an easy time really picking up the farm, grabbing the gold.
No.
To keep up with the rest of the game, really.
No, you're never really going to level your Breathe Fire much as these 4-position DKs, unless you have some like outrageous start where you're super over-leveled. This is this build you're going to have. So you don't have a farming mechanic. You're just a stun and you're just kind of tanky. You're just a damage reduction with your Breathe Fire inside team fight, so you throw that onto the Dusa. A lot slower of a game, though. 6-4, 16 minutes. I think last game we had like 11-11 around like the 20-something minute mark, but kind of expected when we had this Alchemist Medusa draft.
I mean, And as you say, as the moments pass, Vikingg definitely going to be feeling the pressure more and more. Sumail, Manta done. I'll be seeing this Medusa, slowly, continue to just progress and stay far ahead of anyone else in the game. Shad's going to have to hit something big here once he gets the Blink and Shard done. And the Blink Dagger nearly is there for the Axe. It's all just going to be a test for Vikingg. Are they going to hit this timing where they can bring a fight to Sumail before Sumail's prepared for it mid? The catch on to Aramis. Sumail joining forces here with the rest of them. Fingers out from Saxa, and that's Aramis down. That's definitely proving to have a bit of a tough time to just find the space to achieve much at all right now. Saxa on the support DK, and now the dive here from Topson. Some of the coil onto Kezu and Boom. Notel trying to step up. No hook shot, of course, still on cooldown for 30 seconds, and looks like Notel's going to get baited in a little bit there by Topson's Dream Coil. Ends up stepping under the tier 1 tower, and Vikingg easily dispatch of him.
Poor Notel. He gets baited by Topson a lot.
He does.
I just gotta say it. Like that, we saw it last game happen like 3 times where he's like, Topson, I got your back, and then he just dies. Continue to get those stacks going. They forced all of Vikingg toward the mid lane with that push. Even though they lose Notel, they get the map, all focused there, and Sumail will continue to get that farm. Seb works on some more stacks, and he is gonna go for pipe after having this force staff done, so he's still getting quite a lot of growth.
Yeah, and he's not necessarily going to fall over straight away after the Ice Blast connects to the middle of the team fight. Talking about team fights kicking off right now over to the mid. They get the jump in onto Celery. Over towards Aramis as well. Aramis trying to get away here. The right clicks from Sumail along with the snake. It's enough. 2 quick kills here for OG, and now looking for more. Saxa, looks for the Hex. Shad's trying to come over the counterplay, gets the call off onto Saxa. Sumail's charging him with the Stone Gaze. Boom having to put the BKB to get out of the side. Topson jumping in. He's actually going to jump into his death. Boom's able to turn with a right click, take him out. Shad's still alive, forcing back Saxa with the Battle Hunger. Saxa trying to hide in the trees. Shad, can he quite find him? Force off to the side. Saxa, he'll break himself away, but Shad's able to get in with the Battle Hunger again. Burns down Saxa.
They're respawning.
He might not be done yet. He's maybe looking for the opportunity to jump for more. He's going to have to blink up in a few seconds. He's not going to chase up to the high ground. Sumail and Seb will make it away. Shad turning up for sort of the first bit of action that he's been able to get involved in. And we'll be able to have a solid kickback there against OG.
They got out with their cores, right? Yeah, Boom got away as well as that actually ended up being pretty damn good for Vikingg. Yeah, keep the tower alive. They keep the cores alive too. Yeah, that ends up working out nicely, and Kezu gets the last touch. I think actually Boom got the last touch onto Topson too. So
I did Topson. I mean, he really wanted to get Boom. Boom was so low.
He's so aggressive.
Topson jumping in for that. He very much was playing for the play. I mean, he knew he was dead. He was going to die going in that aggressive, but of course was hoping to try and bring down Boom with him. Wasn't to be the case. Yeah, Boom able to just break his way around the tree line. Topson can't quite find the last hit. Boom, he can.
And this is all pre-shard, right? That's the important thing that I look at least for Shad, is
that's true.
He's about to have it now in the next 2 seconds. He's about to have that picked up, so his damage is going to skyrocket in the next few fights. And we also do see Kezu. He's got the pipe done, so that'll help a lot versus this Puck's damage. But on the other side too, we do see Seb. He also has the pipe too, so.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I mean, all things said and done, with the lead that OG have net worth-wise, and most of that being just the net worth that Seb's been able to farm up. Give that axe, of course, to Sumail. Shad's game so far, there's not really been any hiccups for him. His progression as the axe, I think it's gone pretty much as planned here for Vikingg so far in this game too.
And I think we will, excitingly, get to actually see that matchup play in, right? The axe versus Medusa, when they do both get this space to farm up, how the axe is going to be able to deal with it. It is a Medusa who's jacked up, of course, from a free Aghanims, but
yeah, he is.
Either way. And this time we don't have Shad with any type of buff himself, right? We did have the Alacrity last game, where he was getting that Thronheim Tomb for the crazy spin potential with the counter Helix, so doesn't have anything this time around. As OG, fine Celery.
Well, they found the AA. There'll be no hope for the AA here, and in fact, no.
And a hook shot.
Let's try and set up for more Boom. It's going to be pushed back, but the BKB's out. They'll turn. Now they'll look with the jump from Shad. They'll get in with the control onto Notel. Laguna's down. Notel will fall. They weren't quite able to chain stun Boom there. Saxa was around, I guess was just unable to get the Hex or the stun off in time after the Cog pushback.
Yeah, I actually didn't get to click on him in time if it was on cooldown or something from the move, but yeah, couldn't get it in time. And at least it's a BKB used, so it's one more instance of tick down for just a 5-position clockwork. That's what Notel will tell you.
Something at least, I suppose. I mean, Sumail, Butterfly, pretty much done.
He's still
200
huge.
gold and the talisman's there. I mean, it is going to really come down to how much of an effect they have against the Deucer in the fights. Obviously, that evasion is going to be something here as well. Chad does get the jump on him.
He is going to hit really hard, too. He's not going for the Scotty build. He's going for straight right-click mid.
He stepped into the trap here. Saxa and Dobson, they're ready and waiting. Hookshot over towards Boom. Boom's BKB still on cooldown for 10 seconds. Kezu will get the Poison Nova off. Boom. The movement speed in the back of Celery. And he's going to turn with the Laguna onto Notel. Notel getting right back down by Boom. See what Thompson turns towards here. Saxa taking heavy damage here from the right clicks of Celery. Celery will die here to the turnaround from Sumail. Still have to be so careful how close they get to Sumail. I say that though, Aramis, he's going to jump in aggressively with the Dragon Tail onto Sumail. He wants to get in onto this Medusa Shad. He's looking for the blink capability onto the Puck, but Puck won't be able to find him. Thompson's able to phase in time. The Cool won't grab him. Sumail popping the Stone Gaze to deter the rest of Vikingg from pushing the fight any further as OG will back off. Saxa does expend a buyback for this though.
Yeah, he looks like he thought they were going to go on him, but they were actually completely out of mana, so a bit of a wasted one there from the Lion. Crazy fight. Thompson dropping low a couple times there. Kezu getting his ult off is what makes them have to stop kind of going for these aggressive moves. He drops like super. If he gets hit by the AA blast, he was dead on Thompson. He just missed him. Still very close, but definitely seeing Sumail just be the absolute beast this game. Butterfly done. He's got the talent now too, so he's hit 20. That free ags, and he's just that much tankier now. Up top.
Top lane. Aramis. Doesn't look like he has many routes of escape. Trapped in the cogs.
His team's
in
coming.
The acid spray. They do have a blast coming in. I mean, Concoction that is certainly taking their time to bring down Aramis, and with the backup of Boom, they're actually not going to be able to do so. Aramis, this DK support, tanky enough to walk away from the two of them. They don't even really get that close at all to taking him out. Thompson jumps in. Orb out to the side, does have a Dream Call available. He's going to use it to hold back Shad as OG. They're backing off Sumail. He's not quite close enough to get involved in this fight. He's starting to make his way over, but already Notel's been taken out. Seb will try and turn and throw a concoction in, but Shad's in with a blink straight on top of the Alchemist. They've caught Seb. Seb getting dunked down by Shad. Boom pots the BKB. Thompson having to jump out into the trees. He's having to hide. This is not a fight that OG want to take any sort of part in anymore now, with two heroes already being taken down.
Aramis just a bit too tanky. The double fluffy hats.
Yeah.
And, you know, his max dragon blood. They couldn't bring him down before the team got there.
That's certainly shown his worth, even with the sort of slowdown in farm he did have at the beginning of the game. I mean, at this point, he's now on par with that of Saxo, so recovering rather nicely with the way he's been able to survive in these engagements. And
he's gone for his own greed. He's gone the Fireball, Owen. He doesn't go for any Force Staff, no funny business to buff up his teammates or anything. Nope, he goes for Fireball.
I mean, I like it. I like it. It's going to be great for sort of the scaling, you know, allowing him to farm, push out waves and such. And he's also playing against some of these heroes. Well, the big one, right, this Deucer, is going to be fairly static in the team fights. They've got good control. Dragon Tail is the stuns, the Lina, and the AA. You know, a lot of damage will be done over the duration of this Fireball laying on the ground.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't know what else he would have bought for his own greedy build to make himself continue growing. So, yeah, this is going to be great for this split push constantly, too, because now, of course, you don't have to be inside of your DK farm to use it. So look at bottom. He clears out the way very quickly. So yeah, that's cool. Sure. And we do see the switch up this time. Shad, he doesn't go for the threshold. He goes for the HP regen. Guess he's feeling like these longer drawn-out fights this time will be a bit better for them, since they do have the Veno. And it does look like we do have another Ags about to be done. So Seb, that next one will go on to the Puck. So Thompson will jump up toward the top of that net worth very quickly. And those BKBs, the Lina as well as the Axe, that'll make it quite a bit more troublesome for them when the Clockwork gets on top of them.
Yeah, you like to switch up from Sumail as well, going for the Swift Blink rather than the earlier queued up Skadi?
I guess it's just so that he can like get in front of the Axe at all times, so he can always get the Stone Gaze off. Maybe he doesn't feel like he's gonna die. I feel like the Skadi's just the safer route. This is a lot more risky.
Yeah, maybe feeling as well that he can, you know, sort of outplay some of the jumps from Vikingg.
Yeah.
That blink off dodge, the attempted maybe jump call from the Axe. It's not going to be easy.
It feels so much safer and better just to go for the Skadi, to be honest, because he has the Puck Ags too that can hold him in place, but yeah, I don't know. Because it also lowers the heal reduction. It's good for piercing the BKBs to slow them down, but hey, if Sumail wants to go for a Swift Blink, sure, why not?
Well, it's definitely the flashier of the two.
Sure.
Radiant's top tower
And, you know, somehow I think he's definitely going to be feeling the lead that he has. He knows that,
fortified.
you know, he is very strong right now in this game. This Medusa level 22, with the items that he has, he's incredibly stacked. So just going full in on his ability to just frontline these fights as it is, and
he
having
needs
the
to just-
damage with this Agi to take down the heroes at the beginning.
He does need to just not get avoided either. I think that's the biggest thing, is that they're just going to try to kite him with the Venom wards and all that, slowing him and resetting away from him. He has bought the ulti orb, so I think he might just be baiting you with the Swift Blink a little bit there.
Ah, okay. Yeah, it looks like, it just had it for the blink pickup, and then indeed going back for the Skadi almost certainly then with that orb pickup.
Dyer's bottom tower
They
For the
blast the
Roche
scout.
now.
They're going to start it.
I'm sure Vikingg will want to have something to say about this. Shad is available to head over, and the Ice Blast alone, enough to make OG think twice about how much they want to commit for this. Smoke up from OG.
Kezu's gone for a Vanguard instead of... I thought he was going to go for Halberd this game because he's versus Medusa, but he's going for Crimson Guard rather than Halberd. Bit interesting.
Oh,
Sumail's
in
in.
with the blink. Ready to start off the action straight away on a Kezu. They're able to burst him with the finger. Kezu's gone. Quick jump up to the high ground. Catches Kezu off guard.
That should be enough for the Roche. I don't think they can contest without the Veno.
That looks to be Shad not having any interest in charging over and looking for any crazy players. For him as the position one, he can't take those risks. We'll just continue to try and keep the waves pushed out with the illusions. Indeed, that will give OG the chance to claim that Roche. Aegis picked up by Thompson.
They don't even give it to Sumail. He's feeling pretty immortal. 2,400 HP, 2,144 mana. Almost 25 as well. He's 23. And there's the Skadi picked up too, so
Yeah, he's massive.
Radiant's middle
he really
tower
is. And he's got the Sliver too, right? So magic resist as well as that status resist on top.
Oh, yeah.
And he's hitting hard. He is.
Oh, he is.
no joke.
See how much OG want to push it here with the benefit of the Aegis on Thompson.
Dyer's bottom tower
I mean, either
is
way,
under attack.
as we say, with the scalability of Sumail's Deuce this game, they're probably not feeling under too much pressure. They don't have to make any risky moves. And we saw in the last game, sometimes overstepping the mark, it did hurt OG. So, understandably, going to be a bit
Thompson.
more careful this time round. Say that though, Thompson indeed. Caught the once. Backup coming in from OG. I mean, are they able to do anything about this? Thompson, he's off to the side looking for Boom. Boom still has the BKB available. Boom's just going to go for the TP out right underneath the nose of Thompson. Thompson's got nothing to cancel it. As Boom makes it away. Not even having to pop the BKB for himself, Boom. And TP back to base will save the two of them.
Okay, and that's the Aegis.
Maybe not quite lost in the fashion that OG hoped to use it in that.
I don't think Thompson expected to just get just get grabbed like that. I don't think he thought that both cores were in the area together, but Vikingg still playing
Radiant's bottom tower
very much as a unit still. Like, I even see top, like, Aramis showed top. They saw, like, a hero show for a second. The Axe TP's top, so still looking to play off of each other nicely. No tail. Let's get forced out of that high ground.
Yeah, they've got to be careful how they play around Boom now. Boom's going to be hitting pretty darn hard with this MKB.
Seb. That's on himself. And Sumail actually doesn't go for... Okay. I thought maybe he would, because this is like that type of game for it. The spider legs, but he just keeps the Sliver. So I guess he's just really looking to be that tanky beast. And I mean, the base damage, I think people always forget about this. Like, it's a really good item just for... If you have gone for this type of just like straight agi damage items too, it's quite relevant on heroes like Medusa.
Oh, for sure. Well, we might see him still shift into the realms.
Might
and having
shift.
a movement speed neutral once he's in a position to sell the trades,
Yeah.
pick up a 6th item.
For sure.
I'll see how it goes down when it comes to approaching the high ground here if OG want to push it. As I say, they're going to be careful about this. They're not going to feel too much pressure to do anything too crazy.
Yeah, I think also after the first game, right? Like,
Yeah,
discipline,
absolutely.
I think, is something that OG needed to get a little bit better on. So I think this is a much better approach this time. Just farm the map. You've got the late game scaling this time for sure. So
Nice little catch there from Celery. The
Ooh,
blast.
top, they could. Let's see, top Seb. Oh, just a love tap from Boom.
I mean, yeah, Boom does get the Yule set up. He should have the damage to take down Seb. He deals out a lot with this MKB.
That looked like he was like trying to swing inside the tree line there, and then he just accidentally auto-attacked Seb with the quiver because of the attack range. But there was vision of him anyway. There was a ward from OG. As Aramis, he's getting farm. You know, this fireball, it's working. He had the Ags queued up for a second on DK. Now he's switching to Halberd, trying to find solutions for this Medusa.
Shad is charging in.
He gets
Doesn't need
hexed.
this ward though. OG fully aware of the angle that Shad's approaching from. Now Seb is going to look for the jump back in with a concoction. Shad still
mana.
the BKB and another blink up. Shad can still close the gap. He's going to get in on to Seb. Sumail in with the backup. BKB comes out from Boom, but the hook shot's out as well as the damage from Sumail. Boom's trying to step back, but the right click from Sumail is too much. As Boom gets taken down, Dream Coil controls Shad. Sumail, he'll be able to clean up the two of them.
Those are huge kills. 70 seconds, no Lina. 80 seconds, no Axe. That's very likely a set unless they are just going to have to buy back.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Sumail now 25. He's got the split shot modifiers. Now he's going to be able to buy that Swift Blink. He's huge.
I mean, he can pretty much just jump up to the high ground and take down these tier 3s and barracks, and very little that Vikingg will be able to do against him, it seems, with how large he is. You know, clear 10k net worth against anybody else in the game right now. The plan's certainly working out so far here from OG when it comes to just sitting back Sumail, just allowing him to get to this point where they're ready to break the base. And what have Vikingg got in store to be able to take down this Medusa, even with the full lineup alive, which they don't have for 30 seconds. It's very hard to see how they bring the Sumail down 100-0.
Yep, and he's buffed up. I mean, we've got the pipe, we've got the Solar Crest constantly being thrown onto him too, and every time his Snake returns, especially if it hits either Kezu, the AA, or the Lina, he's pretty much full mana restored.
Here we have it, OG. Ahead up, they take the racks. Nothing at all that can be done by Vikingg. As OG, again, as we said, sticking to the discipline, backing out, heading off. No need to get over aggressive, make mistakes. I think right now, it could even be sort of Sumail just calling the shots. You know, it's in their best interest to just follow, play around this Medusa, and allow Sumail to close the game up in the safest fashion that he can see possible.
Yeah, now at this point, like, as long as you don't make some drastic mistakes, if you just play together as a team, like, you've got this game. You've got it in the bag. You see the Spider Legs now passed off to Sumail. He's got a crit, I believe, finished up too, so he wants to open up a slot. Or a small crit, not quite the Daedalus yet, but soon. And yeah, just keep playing around him. Vikingg, they're going to need... It really does feel like Shad needs to get to like a 3-man call, but I haven't seen OG really playing together like that at all, so...
Definitely much pressure on Vikingg to make some sort of crazy move, catch OG off guard, try and break them down one by one, outside and away from Sumail's reach as the Medusa.
That's really how it has to be. They just have to, like, you have to catch Thompson somehow at the start of the fight, kill him, and then kill all the rest up, and then somehow bring down Sumail. Or just find Sumail if he's completely alone, nowhere near his team, but that should never happen with the way that OG's been playing. That's not easy for Vikingg at all this game.
One of the big parts of the Axe AA combo last game really was the potential of the global cataclysm, especially the double cataclysm as we saw coming into the later parts of the game. And whilst Boom will still be able to do some severe damage with the reach and right click that he has with this MKB build, it's just not going to have the same sort of potency and ease of execution as the Invoker on top of the Axe AA had in last game.
No, absolutely not. I mean, Invoker has like the infinite kind of scale potential. Sure, Lina does if you're snowballing the game, if you're getting like this really good kills and getting yourself these items accrued and you're level 25 at this point, but yeah, it's not going to be the case. And also, it's just like, Shad is an Axe versus a Lion, so he can't get as farmed as he was last game. Like, your Axe illusions just die. They get sent and they just get hexed and mana drained and they're gone. Soxa didn't even go for the shard this game until I think maybe he's bringing it out now or in a bit, but either way, it's slowed down the Axe's farm so much, and yeah, this game is very impossible now at this point.
It certainly feels like a 22k lead. Sumail pretty much entirely kitted out. Daedalus stun. He's even got the full Hurricane Pike coming out to him. He has certainly finished farming here, I think, as OG... It feels like we are getting into the territory where OG could dive pretty darn deep, but as long as Sumail keeps his cool, hits the objectives, they're probably going to be able to take away the base of Vikingg. Without Vikingg managing to do much to stop it.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting way too much farm. It's like almost AC now finished for the Alchemist. Medusa's getting for everything. The whole map is free for them, and they just farm at that way faster pace. Thompson's not at risk of dying anymore either because he has Lincolns, so he can split push lanes freely, and Viking's just trapped in their base. I've seen Kezu in the base now for like 4 minutes. They can't get outside. Meanwhile,
still a step away from his AC.
Now we get the tier 4s, and also Roche is up. So now you're forced into a position here as Vikingg. You have to farm your neutrals to try to get those tier 4s, but you also have to constantly be scouting the Roche pit. As the Hex bottom, the stun.
Yep, they've got the setup. Shad, is he going to be able to get out in time? OG bringing everybody in here to try and take down this Axe. They've got the coil control. Hook shot in as well from NoTel. Shad taken out. Is OG ready to swing straight over potentially towards this mid lane, towards maybe the Roshan while Shad's down for 80? I mean, even with the full squad of Vikingg up, OG probably had the power to take the Roche. With one man down, they definitely do. Very hard for Vikingg to put a stop to this.
Yeah, full AC now. It's done now for Seb, so yeah, this is going to die in no time. Just a couple of seconds here. Shard. Do you even give it to Sumail this game? I guess you could just give it to Seb for the Berserk Potion. It might just be better, but I see the buyback coming out from Shad. And still try to contest it.
Enough to sort of spook OG a little bit. They step out of the pit. Not wanting to get caught inside it by the jump from either Aramis or Shad. They'll give a little bit of space here to Vikingg. Still, of course, not heading away from the action. OG, they will happily take a fight around the pit.
They've got Chemical Rage back up now for Seb, so he's ready to act a little bit more of that front line. He was waiting till it. He's ninja geared on the side. Or actually, they're smoked, sorry. He does have a ninja gear at the ready, too.
We saw last time from OG a jump up to this high ground, did grant them some quick kills to start the action off. Shad, with the call, they'll look to try and force Sumail away to break him out of the combo, and it'll do so. Gets the stone gates off Sumail, he's ready to turn. Aramis, he's going to be taken down low. They are stunning Sumail up. Dragon Tail as well, they're certainly reducing the potential for Sumail to get the damage done. But still, Celery will fall. Seb, he's able to run down Shad to the side. The stun follow-up there from Saxon as they keep the axe locked down. Shad will get the call off, but Sumail's able to get him with the damage. There's 3 dead on Vikingg. Even with their best efforts there to control Sumail, it isn't nearly enough. They cannot control or deal with this Medusa anywhere close to as long as they need to stop Sumail in his tracks. So Sumail, he's going to continue to charge on straight down mid. The victory, it's straight in his sights now.
Yeah, they kind of did like 0 damage to him, Owen. They took out his mana pool, but that's pretty much it. And everybody from OG still alive. Perfect connection to spouses. Yeah, it's time to clean this one up. 80 seconds, no X.
Here we are, the tier 4s getting taken out. They've got a fortification, but you know Shad having to do this without their strongest member, as we've seen in the action, isn't even really that strong at all this game. Maybe 18 to 18 the kills even, but 33k lead. Sumail just being able to rack up an insane amount of farm to the point where he is just this monster of a Medusa that Vikingg have no answer to whatsoever. Into the base, mega creeps are taken here by OG. The traps there on the Kezu. NoTel hookshot over towards Aramis. Sumail just ready to pad up the KDAs. The game will come to an end. GG is called. OG with a very much safer approach here to this game too. They look pretty unstoppable with this execution. The strategy much cleaner and built around a Sumail Medusa. The Vikingg, maybe with the Axe AAs that some of the Palace was saying, there wasn't really a timing that they could hit to stop it. You know, the Axe AA, something you know Vikingg is going to come out with, and it seemed to be that OG, they felt that this was the approach to deal with it, to counter it, and it certainly looked like it did a good job of that, Fogged.
Yeah, it was cool, calm, and collected, really, from OG this time, right? Very disciplined, like 1 or 2 small little mistakes this game, unlike last game where it felt like 4 or 5 overextensions. Even though they were out farming the first game as well, they ended up losing because of those overextensions. This one, I think you exactly hit the nail on the head. Strategical game plan, and they followed it. They just it's eggs in Sumail basket, have Seb back him up, feed him these things, catch pickoffs on the side. Sir Thompson maybe get caught once or twice, but game plan was there, and it was very well executed. Vikingg really did feel like they couldn't do much of anything after like the 20-minute mark, I'd say, actually 15-20 minutes. It was like, if we lose like 1 more fight, game is over, and they lost like all the progressing fights after that. OG with a good game plan, it works this time.
Absolutely, and I mean when you sort of see this approach from OG, this response to the Axe AA, the way that Vikingg want to play, and it did have great success with in game one, but with the way that it was sort of shut down and rendered unplayable after sort of 25 minutes or so in this game too, do you think we'll see Vikingg come in with something different, or do you still go with the Axe AA and try and break down what OG was able to achieve success with their draft in this second game?
I think maybe they just got a little bit, like the ideas got too much into the head because they're like, let's switch this DK to a 4 position where you can still catch the puck, but then you're not applying as much tower pressure. You have the Veno to apply their tower pressure, but I feel like, perhaps, this is hindsight, but maybe if they had the DK as a core position, they can siege these buildings a little bit easier. They can get into the jungle, slow down the Deuce Alchemist, potentially. I mean, who knows if that would have been the case, but maybe they got a little bit too cute with it all. And I think this was a pretty good OG approach versus that XAA. Could definitely look to see something similar come out.
Absolutely. Well, we have it, ladies and gentlemen. With that victory from OG, we are getting, of course, more Dota, and we're always going to be happy about that one. Game 3 coming around the corner as it stands 1-1 now between OG and Vikingg in this best of 3.